Six of the fantasy basketball season. And here's a few centers I would look to add this week. The first guy, Isaiah Hartenstein of the Los Angeles Clippers. So last week I mentioned him as an ad on the waiver wire. And this week he's producing once again. And he did get added in 11% of fantasy leagues as Hartenstein. So on the season for him, 7.8 points a game, 5.3 rebounds, 1.5 assists a game, and 65% from the field here for Hartenstein. So it's been a good landing spot for him over here with the Clippers this season. And the last few games, November 18th at Memphis, 11 points, 6 boards, 4 assists, a steal, 2 blocks, 83% from the field. November 19th at the Pelicans, 11 points, 6 boards, 2 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks, 71% from the field. But last night versus Dallas had a down game, 2 points, 2 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and a block for Hartenstein. But Hartenstein could score the basketball. He could get a double-double on a few nights. And last season, we saw him have a good year with Cleveland when he got extended minutes. So right now, I know with Serge Ibaka and Zubac in the mix, there might be inconsistent minutes and playing time here for Hartenstein. But I still think he's a guy that can produce and be a good, viable option at the center position. And I would give him an ad this week. The next center is Khaim Birch of the Toronto Raptors. So Khaim Birch here, pretty solid this season, and he's been a big ad in the last week. Added in 18% of fantasy leagues. So right here on the season for Birch, 6.9 points a game, 5.7 rebounds, 1.4 assists, 1 steal a game, and 50% from the field. So Birch here, he's playing good basketball. And Toronto, they had him last season towards the end of the season, and he looked good coming from Orlando. And right now he's playing about 25 minutes a game. So the last few games here for Birch, November 18th at the Jazz, 14 points, 3 rebounds, an assist, 2 steals, 75% from the field. November 19th at the Kings, 10 points, 9 boards, an assist, 4 steals, 2 blocks, 57% from the field. And November 21st at the Warriors, 7 points, 4 boards, 2 blocks, and 50% from the field. So right here, Birch is getting the job done. He's playing good basketball here for this Raptor team. And right now, he's still available widely in 65% of fantasy leagues. The next center is Kevin Love of the Cleveland Cavaliers. So Kevin Love, surprisingly, the games he's played this season, the stats have been pretty good for him, no doubt about it. So Love on the season, 10.8 points a game, 7.4 boards, 2.2 assists, 1.1 threes a game, and 36% from the field. So Love, obviously, he's not going to be the 20 and 10 guy he was many seasons ago. But right now, ever since coming back in the last 2 games, he's been pretty good and playing good minutes for this Cav team. November 17th at the Nets, 11 points, 9 boards, 2 assists to 3, 40% from the field. November 18th versus the Warriors, 17 points, 7 boards, 2 assists, 4 threes, 41% from the field. So right here, he's been added in 14% of fantasy leagues over the last week, and he's playing since he returned is Kevin Love. About 20 minutes a game. He still can hit the 3 ball. I know he's going to hurt you in field goal percentage, but he could still rebound as well. And I think he's a decent ad qualifying at power forward and center. The next center is Jamal McGee of the Phoenix Suns. So Jamal McGee, he's been a pretty decent factor for this Sun team here. And McGee, I know he gets a lot of jokes about him on Shaq and the Fool and stuff, but right here, he's been pretty good throughout his career. Is McGee is a rebounder and a rim protector. On the season, 10.1 points a game, 6.9 rebounds, 1.1 blocks a game, and 66% from the field. Obviously, he's not going to stretch the floor and be a good three-point shooter, but he blocks shots, he gets rebounds, and good field goal percentage for fantasy owners. The last few games here for McGee, November 17th versus the Mavs, 10.6 boards, 3 blocks, 80% from the field. November 19th versus Dallas, 14 points, 6 boards, 2 assists to steal. And November 21st versus Denver, 10 points, 6 rebounds, and 71% from the field. So right here, he's about a 10-6, 10-7 guy with a block and a half to 2 blocks a game. And that's pretty good production, in my opinion, for a center. And a guy who's a shot block specialist as well. So right now, McGee's available in 70% of fantasy leagues, and I definitely will give him an ad this week in the 5th and final center. I would give an ad this week is Nerlens Noel of the New York Knicks. So I said to drop Noel a few weeks ago, but now Mitchell Robinson's banged up with an injury here. Noel's going to be playing some decent minutes. for this Knick team. And also with Taj Gibson banged up and out of the lineup as well. So on the season here for Noel, in a small sample size, 4.2 points a game, 6.6 boards, 1.4 steals, 1.6 blocks a game, and 63% from the field here. So Noel, he's playing about 25, 30 minutes a game for this Knick team. And he missed his share of games from November 10th all the way to the 17th, but he returned November 20th versus Houston. 2.6 rebounds for Noel in that one. An assist, 3 blocks. And November 21st at the Bulls, 4 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, 3 blocks, and 100% from the field. So he's going to help you block shots. Not going to score the basketball much. Decent rebounder as well is Noel. And very efficient with a lot of putbacks and dunks. So right here, he's available 44% of fantasy leagues. So this might be the last week to go out there and get him. So that's a few centers I would look to add here for week 6 of the fantasy basketball season.